I am so tired of this. I am so tired of everything that I enjoy, whether it be sports, whether it be a cigar lounge, a whiskey bar, everything getting invaded by women and what they want, what they feel, and how their woke ideals get into the things that I enjoy and destroy it completely. The NFL has made a massive error. They're facing huge boycotts. There's lifelong ticket holders, season ticket holders that have said they're just going to put their tickets up for sale and walk away from the team. And it's not just Minnesota Vikings. It's not just the Patriots, which are the two that went viral. 12 teams are now going to be putting effeminate, twinkie, twerking men on the field amongst the female cheerleaders. And I guess NFL fans are just supposed to be okay with looking at dudes grinding on themselves in front of you. The thing about this is the women don't want it, because what woman wants to look at a dude dancing around that's probably more feminine than they are, and the men don't want it. So who wants it? The NFL backrooms, the managers, the people that are woke, the people that are managing this. This is why you don't let women take these jobs from men full of testosterone, whiskey, and hate for, I don't know, commies. Guys, don't forget, before I get on my rant, make sure to like, dislike, comment, or subscribe. Do something to interact with the video. Otherwise, YouTube doesn't count it, and it just hurts content creators. So keep us around doing the content you like. And secondly, if you like my content, join us over at betterbachelor.locals.com. It's behind a paywall. It's just a couple bucks a month, but it makes sure the bots stay out, and it gives us a nice, quiet corner of the internet where we can talk about manly things like real sports and fishing and hunting and food prep and farming and living off grid and tiny homes and surviving the apocalypse. Come on over and join us. We have lots of special events as well, like movie night. And this week, as a matter of fact, tonight's movie night, we're going to be watching the new Superman. And of course, we'll be doing a Fight Club. And tomorrow night, we'll be watching UFC 319 because men beating up each other. So come on over, join us today. I'd appreciate it. Now back to me. If you go back in time, this was a thing that happened quite a while ago. The NFL came forward and they said, you know something, we don't want to exploit these women, and we don't like the male gaze on women for just dancing. And the NFL decided, okay, we're going to get rid of cheerleaders. Not only did the male fans say, hey, this is stupid, bring back the cheerleaders, we like them, and we're paying your tickets, we're watching your team, give us the things we like. Not only and it was, of course, the feminists that were raging about this because of the male gaze and my patriarchy. But the women themselves, the cheerleaders, said, this was my job. This was a good income. I need this. Don't take this away from me because some raging blue-haired fat women want to take my job away. So not only did the NFL bring back their cheerleaders, but now they're bringing the effeminate men, the little twinks that want to twerk for you while you try to watch men move a ball down a field and bash heads together. Breaking, the Minnesota Vikings under major backlash after the team hires a male as their lead cheerleader for 25-26 NFL season. Recent videos of the cheerleader going viral, with many calling to cancel them. Now, yes, there have been male cheerleaders around for a very long time, but they weren't dancing, and they weren't grinding, and they weren't doing all this gross stuff. They were the buff dudes that were holding women up by their vaginas in the air, dropping them, cheering, and then silently leaning over to sniff a finger. Those guys, they wanted to sleep with the cheerleaders. They were masculine. They were strong. They were the ones throwing the women up in the air. These dudes are women. They're literally acting like it. I got to mute this because of the cringe music, but you can see these guys are more female than the female cheerleaders. And now the Vikings got to put up with these two idiots. So they got this going on, and of course there's major backlash over this. Just what's the point? Why are we doing this? And then the Patriots, not to be outdone, the Patriots said, oh, wait a minute, us too, guys. Patriots put this, Patriots cheerleaders, the 2025 NEPC rookies have arrived. Following the Minnesota Vikings, now the New England Patriots. Why are they allowing people to turn the NFL gay? It's because of these crazy feminists got in there, and they're working in the back offices. They're working in the PR teams. They're working in the media. They're working in the management. They say, this is a great idea. It'll bring a whole new segment of people to the NFL. Spoiler alert, it won't. You're just ostracizing the dudes that actually want to sit and watch the game and look at pretty cheerleaders. I gotta mute this because of the same reason. And here's another dude doing the fancy dance in front of everybody. I don't want to look at a dude dancing like a girl. I just don't. Now, the good news is, at least if you watch this on TV, they don't show the cheerleaders very often. But if the NFL goes down this route, you know they're going to focus on these dudes prancing around like Nancy's on the field. From PBR Business and Politics, no one asked for this. Minnesota Viking faces fierce criticism for adding flamboyant male cheerleaders. The decision by Minnesota Vikings football team to introduce male cheerleaders, it's not just that, it's having them act like women. There have been male cheerleaders. That's not the problem everybody has. Has set off a firestorm of backlash, with some critics pledging to never support the team again. This week, the team specifically introduced two extremely flamboyant men, Blaze Chic, sounds like a film star, and Louis Kahn as Viking cheerleaders. In a statement to Newsweek, the team defended the decision by citing its lengthy history. While many fans may be seeing male cheerleaders for the first time in Viking games, male cheerleaders have been part of previous Viking teams and have long been associated with collegiate and professional cheerleading. In 2025, approximately one-third of the NFL teams have male cheerleaders. Every member of the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders program has an impressive dance background and went through the same rigorous audition process. Individuals were selected because of their talent, position for dance, or passion for dance, and dedicating to elevating the game day experience. Even actor Kevin Sorbo, who is very conservative, and a lifelong Vikings fan, he said, "I guess I need a new team now." Where's his? Anyway, here's some of the reactions. Maybe they have Kevin Sorbo's in here. Not surprised to see fans trashing the Vikings for adding two male cheerleaders. The last thing the team needed was two more guys who can't score. Okay, that's not a bad. That's kind of funny. Someone else says the sad part is they feature the gay guys up front and the actual cheerleaders behind them. Again, another woman-dominated sports, now dominated by a gay dude. Way to go, Vikings. Someone else says viewership is predominantly male, and this shit isn't going to last. We want to see gladiators fight in the field and good-looking women on the sidelines. Get this crap under control now. Go woke, go broke. Someone else says if you want to put gymnast dudes on the cheerleading squads, go for it. Let them do crazy tumbles and jumps and stuff. Have them throw the small chicks in the air and stuff. The Vikings are just replacing a couple of girls with a couple of dudes who want to act like girls. One right-wing radio host spoke out on X too. Imagine you buy front row season tickets to football, and when you sit down, there's some man gyrating in front of you. The Minnesota Vikings decided to respond. They say in an email shared with Newsweek, "We support all our cheerleaders and are proud of the role they play as ambassadors of the organization." That's about all they said. Now, they're not the only team. Here's the other team. Thank God my Buffalo Bills haven't done this yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they follow suit because woke. The Vikings, Minnesota Vikings, blue area, blue city. Baltimore Ravens, blue city. LA Rams, blue. St. Louis, of course. New Orleans Saints. Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, New England Patriots, Indianapolis Colts. These the ones that Carolina Panthers, that surprised me a little bit. The ones that really surprised me, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Tennessee Titans. Now, I know most of these cities are blue, but even when you're in a red area, you'd think they'd think a little bit bigger picture than trying to be all-inclusive for these Twinkie dudes. I don't know. Maybe it just boils down to this. On the TV, I don't remember ever seeing cheerleaders when I'm watching football on TV. Viewership numbers are solid. They've come back a little bit since the lockdowns and since they did all the stupid BLM and hashtag whatever in the end zones with all their messaging. Of course, the NFL also came out and they were doing the black, what did they call it? The black national anthem. They put all the messaging, they put the stickers on the helmets about all the things that were done to the criminals that ended up losing their lives because they were criminals to the police. They do all these things, and they did start dipping down in numbers. And now numbers are back up again, and they decide to kick the hornet's nest one more time. As a fan watching it on TV, I don't see this stuff. I don't even recall really seeing the cheerleaders. So maybe it's only the people in the stands, and maybe that's only the people that are close enough to the cheerleaders to notice. Maybe this isn't such a big deal, but it is one more instance of making sure everybody can see the feminization of men. Hollywood does it with every black actor or musician out there. They, at some point in their career, march them out dressed in a dress and make them act feminine or make them act like a female. They do it to the black community in Hollywood. They're doing it to these dudes in the NFL. It's like they just must tear down men, masculinity. They must hide the beautiful women from the straight dudes that like to look at them. I don't know where this goes, but I can tell you I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't pay for anything for the NFL. I don't own any merch. As a matter of fact, all the games I watch are online without a subscription, so they don't get any money from me. And the places I watch them even black out the commercials. So they're making zero money off of me. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, and I want it to change. I know they're getting woke. I hope they go broke. Fuck everybody in the back offices that decided this was a cool thing to do for the NFL. Stop feminizing everything about men.